what's up, people?
What's happening?
We'll never ghost you in the scary corner.
What up, familia? Welcome to the show.
Man,
I am the zombie, the man over there, the far right, or is it left? Give it up for the man, the hitman who cannot breath, aka Darth Vader. And also give it up for your homie, Spooky Bass.
Yo.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. And we're all entering the spooky corner.
Oh, yeah, spooky.
And today we're reviewing Insidious chapter 3.
Insipidness.
Insipidness.
Yeah.
Insidious.
All right.
Well, was it anybody's first time watching this movie?
Yes, please be gentle.
I haven't been asked that in a while.
Yeah, this is my first time watching this movie. I think the whole franchise, right? We have not talked about the other
we
movies.
have not.
Nah, we did the flippity scary.
The Conjuring, yeah.
That's the one I said.
The Nun.
Who's also the same director. This was like his first foray into it, and then he jumped over and started doing Conjuring. But he did not direct Insidious 3.
James Wan, right?
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah. And you can see the inklings of what he wanted to do going over into the Conjuring, and it's really cool from Insidious.
And he has his hand all over Saw, so
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
and he went back to Saw, so I'm happy about that.
Just in time for socks. But they also just did the newest Insidious as well.
The Red Doll.
Yeah, which he also did not have any part of. But that time it was directed by the star of the other 3 Insidious movies.
Yeah, he came back to tie them together.
Yeah, he came back and directed it. It was his first time directing.
How about you, Spooky Bass? Was this your first time?
No, it was not my first time. I actually enjoyed the Insidious movies a lot more, so I double watched all of them. Pretty nice.
Or should I say it was your first time in a long time?
It has been my first time in a long time.
There you go.
I was scared, but I went through it.
I saw this, it was 2001. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's been a long time.
Wait, 2001?
What?
Is it 2001?
First one was from 2010. This is the third one. Like
I mean,
alternate reality.
That's what we need cousin Neo to fact check us. But anyways,
I just fact checked that shit. It's way off. This is not a space odyssey.
All right, enter
Damn,
Kane.
dude.
all right.
Y2K,
What year was it? What year was
Yeah,
released?
it came out 3 years before Scary Movie 2. It's really been a long way backward.
Oh man.
2011.
The first one was 2010. The second one, I want to say it was 2015.
Yeah, first one's 2011. Third one is 2014.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean,
Damn,
still,
2014.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That was like ages ago. That was almost 9 years ago. It was 9 years ago.
Wow.
Wait.
Were memes even existent back then?
Yeah. 4chan.
That's right. The ancestrals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool rewatching it. Like you forget about things, and when you watch it again, you're like, it's fun getting re-scared. And I'm like, oh damn it.
I forgot a lot more by having not watched it ever.
So going into it,
stuff.
I know, right? Senor Hitman, how you felt about it? Was it cool? Was it? Well, you were expecting something else. You're like, oh, and I'll tell you why I picked this movie.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. So yeah, I'm ready to hear that.
Ready
What did
to
I
receive.
feel about it? I
The
don't know.
reason why I picked Insidious Chapter 3 because it doesn't tie in with the main core of it, and it gives you a pretext of let's say when you put these movies back in order, Insidious 1 is not Insidious 1. This is kind of Insidious 1, and then Insidious 4, The Last Keys, gives you more insight into Elise's life. So like slowly the movies that came after this one, like it gives you the backstory of everybody else. So this goes into part 1 and then 2, and then Insidious The Last Door. The Red Door ties in those 3 movies together. The other ones are just like supportive. What's it building the house around the core 3 movies? If I could explain myself.
So there's not a world expansion type aspect to this one. You felt like we could pop in standalone and it's just fine. Yeah,
because it gives you like keys in there, like because you see it like evolve her, like where we at, and it even tells you in the beginning, like we're about to get into right now. It says a few years before the Lambert haunting, so it happened, of course. So before all the craziness of part 1 and 2.
So like 1999, right? Because the first one was in 2001.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Y2K, when everything started getting crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom, I got so many pockets on my calves, and I don't know where my baseball is. Oh, I don't remember.
So that's why I picked them, because they really didn't like spoil anything. You're like, oh, it's like the beginning. So then you get into like, oh, you see her like glimpses of what happens in the story. You're like, oh, okay. So this event triggered what's happening in the next movie, which is the first movie. So you're base.
I feel it.
But I didn't know any of that until long after the movie. Like,
oh, okay. Until you finish, you're like, oh, okay.
Like, I wasn't incentivized to like follow the characters or anything.
Okay.
And I guess like because really you didn't really even get to know any of the characters. And then like the ghosts and stuff, like it wasn't like they weren't like, hey, learn more about this. It was just like, hey, here's more space, and then like here's this chick.
They're like giving you breadcrumbs. So like here, let me help you bring it together. Like, all right, here's follow this path. Then it deviates a little and then comes back. You're like, oh, okay.
It left. I knew that there was more to the story, so like I explored after that, after watching this.
Okay.
But like the movie itself did not tie much in really at all.
Because you're like over here, like, okay, where does this tie in with this? That's what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah, like even they put together the Ghostbuster team, and they're like he was gonna throw them out, and she's like, no, let's use them, and then they're all buddies at the end. But like they didn't actually contribute jack shit. Like what did they do? He wrote a few words. Like what?
Yeah, and it's cool when you see them later on in the other movies. Like, oh, so that's what happened, type of thing. It's like their origin story, how they came to be. So,
very good.
Right, Senior Spooky.
Very good.
So it gives you like a more like insight instead of us jumping around like we've been doing. I'm starting Conjuring 2. So speaking of Conjuring, we'll probably dive into later or soon, or we'll see what's up next. But for now, senores, how will we dive into this thing? First of all, I want to ask, did any jump scares got you, or you're like, oh, I could see it coming?
After watching it a couple times, desensitized already. But when I first saw it, yeah.
How about you, man?
No, like nothing. And like I'm not saying like, oh, me big strong machistic. Like, nah, not really. Like stuff gets me.
Yeah.
It's just like even at the end when fucking Darth Maul was like, "Oh, what's up?" I was like, "What the fuck? Who is this bitch?" Like his face kind of materialized, and I was just like, "Why are you here? Like,
Darth Maul.
who is this bitch? What? Get lost, dude!"
Hollow
You got the
Cemetery.
hollow. Terrible
Hollow,
son.
hollow?
What?
Well, we'll dive more into him later.
Will
For
we
me,
not?
like I kind of
We didn't.
I forgot the cues where they were, and I'm like, oh, that's right. And then I'm thinking it's gonna be here, and then I turn around, and it's fucker was there. Like Also,
You
too,
know
it
what?
helps.
The
when
one
you
that
hear-
actually really caught me off guard was when she got hit by the car. Because what?
dude,
You
I'll get into
What,
that
though?
one right now. Yeah,
deserved
exactly.
it. How's she gonna hate her dad, dude? No, you deserve it.
Like she really did, because she was just like out in the middle of the street. Like, who does that?
Yeah, you know what? The driver was probably the dad. Probably heard her like, "Oh, I'm just a wallet. Oh, okay."
It was always him. And also, it helps when you're hearing like with your headphones or something like you're more invested in. I feel like watching these movies back with my headphones, like I pick up on more noises, more chatter, and I guess it brings your senses a little bit more up.
Just watch it
It
in the
heightens
dark
your
corner
senses.
and get your headphones on.
Yeah, that's very true. That's definitely heard. Like, a lot of horror movies really benefit from that, like disorientation. Like that's
Yeah.
why VR horror is so effective, because it's just sensory overload that just everything can happen, and you're enveloped in it. And like, especially with the soundtrack of this movie and all the other ones, that like it just sounds like they picked up an instrument
Yeah.
and like laid it on a staircase and just kind of like dropped the instrument down the stairs. Yeah, and boom, 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 and you're like, all right, that's
The opening theme up there is like, like oh shit.
Channel now.
You're like, wake up.
It was like in a cartoon where like a mouse is running across the piano keys and they're just stringing it up.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I guess it's a get-go, like since the jump of the title screen is already getting your attention, like you were saying, is like the whole Dread song, and like, oh crap.
That was fun. I really vibed it, and I could not explain exactly.
And then
why.
that 3D text with bold red, you're like, oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing with the rustic on it. I was gonna say the one that got me was when she's on the bed and she like looks. She's like, hello, and then boom. And she goes then she goes to Slam Town.
You know what? Honestly, the thing that scares me most is just the silence whenever they're in the other world.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that gets me most. It's not really the jump scares. It's just, imagine just waking up one day, like you leave the TV on and you wake up to that.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Terrible time.
Yeah. The further. I wanted more of that in this movie, the further.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll get into. You get more of it in following movies, more installments. Like it tells you more about it. The movie that really gets, I know it's not thing is. Have you seen 47 Below? What was it? Whatever it's called.
47 Below.
It's the shark movie.
Isn't that the coffee place on Brown?
Brandon.
Because it's really good. I like that place. They have ube bread.
Ooh.
But it's not scary.
How about we sink our teeth into our awesome review right here? So who do we meet? We meet the protagonist, the person. We meet Quinn and Elise. Elise is a psychic with powers to reach further.
The further.
Wow.
He's like, hello, yes, telemarketer.
I've been doing yoga for that, so I get where she's coming from.
She's like, hello, yes, could I? We should kind of. She's like, we're coming from like, I got ice cream. Could we share ice cream? She's like, no, I don't want the ice cream no more. She's like, so we come from East Low. So all right, come in. That's far enough.
Where you stealing?
So we're coming home. So East Low was like, damn, you risk your life to come see me. She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't do this no more, but hey, let's go do it. Let's go do the thing I don't do anymore. And he's like,
I'm done using gas masks. I'm done smoking the weed.
And then she's like, you want to hit?
You want to hit? Let's go. You talked me into it.
So like, oh, it's a talk wouldn't hurt. And she goes, okay. And she goes, what do you want? Like, I'm gonna talk to my mom. And she goes, you've been talking to her on your own, right? She's like, no. Like, yes, you have. She's like, don't lie. She's like, yes. And she goes, all right, I'll try to do the thing I don't want to do anymore because I get spooky. So she turns off the light. Hold on, let me recognize. She goes like this.
Oh,
And then she goes, I'm looking for. Okay, I should not be saying that in the top. Actually, someone will actually come after me. Well, she says, I like to blank to this spirit, and then she's like, can you talk to me? And then he's like, is my mom? She's like, no, it's not your mom, it's someone else. And then she starts timbering. Go away, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, go away, I can't do this no more. And she turns on the lights back on. No, before that, she hears a little growl behind her. And then she wakes up and she's like, what? She's like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, you get out of here. And don't be talking to your mom by yourself because stuff will happen to you.
Go on, get.
I was gonna say those words exactly. Like, go on, get.
Now get. And I know what she meant because me in my younger days, I used to do that. I used to reach out.
You should do that again.
Oh, really?
I should talk to my mom. So I used to reach out, right? And I used to get responses on my EVPs, on my phone, my cell phone. There was one where I used to work at Jollibee in Eagle Rock, you know.
So you reached out and they replenished your food stamp card?
I wish that was the only thing they're trying to replenish. So I replied. They say, yes, are you here with me? And this and that and all this stuff. And the thing that I wasn't taught or I didn't know is once you open a door, like here what she says, like once someone you talk to, like everybody listens. What you do is when you mess with that thing, which I don't advise, is once you open the door, you got to find a way to close the door you open because you're letting it come to you. And I didn't know that. I left it all
and you pay for air conditioning.
And it was the middle of the summer too. My bill went up through the roof. So later on in life, I didn't know about this, and I was asleep. I used to get attacked. I used to have like we say, se me subió el muerto, which is the dead got on me. Everybody chalks it up to sleep paralysis. I don't think so. You saw the fucking demon thing that was staring back at me like a shadow. That shit was frightening as fuck. Like my mom says, like she heard me screaming. I couldn't get up, and I was like, "Oh crap!" You know, like, all this was happening. I thought it was just a dream, but no, it was actually physically happening to me. I used to get scratched. Like I used to be walking. I was like, "How the fuck I get this scratch?" Like I was nowhere near nothing, you know. Because I used to work at a Air Force base, and all of a sudden, and I was like, he's fucking around, like, hey, there's any dead people here, haha, you know, fucking around. And all of a sudden, I felt like this burning sensation in my arm, you know. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked, it was a big. I still have the picture on Facebook. It's still there. Like it's like a big ass scratch, like going down, like down my arm. And then I had one. Around my neck, like here, I had it here, like it scratched me, and I was like, and I didn't think nothing of it, you know. At the time, I thought it was harmless. And then another thing happened too, like up there, like I had like 2 double doors, and you cannot access it. There was no stairs to access it, and all of a sudden, those things just got like this, and they got pulled open like that, and it went. Everybody's like in shock, like we're like, hello, we got flashlights pointed up there. There was no one up there, and it was me and then 2 other coworkers were like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh yeah, like somebody passed away from a heart attack here. And we're like, everybody's in shock, dude. And I was like, even me, man. And it was freaking weird. Then and I took it back home. Like I said, then it happened to me in a different place again, but this one was even weirder because I couldn't breathe, couldn't breathe, like the Darth Vader thing. And they're like, when I was with my other person, they're like, hey, trying to shake me, like, hey, what's going on? I'm just like, I was panicked, like screaming and stuff. And in my mind, I didn't know I was screaming, but I was screaming. And then one day, I felt bad because I brought whatever it was with me to the house. And then before we went in, like the mom stopped us, like, hey, it's like, don't go in there. It's like, don't go in the house. I'm like, well, what's going on? It's like, they're like, we've been seeing shadows. So they had to sage the whole house because they believed in that. And then they're like, yeah, we've been seeing stuff walking around. I was like, fuck, like I'm the one bringing this shit to them or where I'm going, you know? And then, and I didn't know that, you know, I thought they were crazy, you know? I was like, shadows. I'm talking about this in the fucking dark. I don't want you, leave me alone. And then, yeah, dude, and then the mom had to sage the whole house, set up prayer, and like, you're not welcome here, get out of here, type of thing. And then all of a sudden, like you feel like the atmosphere is just, it changed completely. Like it went from heavy to a light.
Did she at least call you an Uber?
I know, right? I didn't know I was the one bringing it because I was messing with that damn thing, and I stopped. You know, after that, I was wearing a crucifix. Like I lost my crucifix, and I started messing with it, and it slowly went away, but not before a big thing to happen. At
Oh, lost in translation.
Got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Espirito.
And it happened when I was getting ready for, it was a Halloween night, close to Halloween. I was going to a party. There was this soccer ball. It's like a foam one that I had there. Dude, I was in front of the mirror doing my makeup, curling my eyes, putting on my eye contacts, you know, be a ghoul. At this time, like no one was at home. And I was looking at the mirror, and all of a sudden, this ball just picks up right behind me. Like, it goes up like this, and it goes across that way. And I was like, what the I ran to the bathroom, dude. I called my dad. I was like, hey, this shit happened. Of course, he was laughing. He didn't believe me, you know. And then my mom did take me serious. And then that's when she realized, like, we were seeing shadows going from the bathroom to the... from the bathroom to the living room and vice versa, you know, and then it was going more and it was getting more intense. And we're like, where the hell is all this happening? And then that's when I said, like, I've been doing this, and like I got hit, of course. Like stupid, like what are you doing? You know, like you're bringing this here, like all this energy you're bringing it here. And I didn't know because I thought it was, you know, you see paranormal TV shows, you know, and they're doing it on the TV show. And you're like, oh, nothing of it. That's when Ghost Hunters. Yeah. That's when Ghost Hunters, remember on the sci-fi, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
That's what the big booming. I was like, oh, I want to do that, you know? You get to go to these cool places, and I was an idiot for doing it. And and then the biggest one that happened, it was when my brother was home alone, the big buff guy. We came back, we're like, what happened? He was terrified. He was underneath the blankets, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And then we saw he had knives underneath the pillow. We're like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, I keep seeing people come from this to this. And we're like, oh, hell no, dude. So that's when my mom got the priest, came, blessed the house, and I stopped doing all that stupid shit ever since then. Then a couple of years later, it happened here. Or my son, he said, there's someone in the hallway. Like, nope. As soon as he said that, I read the what's it called? The Archangel's prayer. St. Michael, Gabriel, and all of a sudden it just stopped. It's like it went away. So like, you're not welcome here. Whatever you have business here, you have no business here. And I was reading the prayer, and then it went away. So I hope he was just playing around because yeah. There's no reason for it to still linger on me because I have not opened or closed any doors as of late. So that's my advisory too. Like she said it, don't open doors that you can't close. If you do, make sure you know how to close them because.
Wait, so let me ask another question here. Have you, Hitman, experienced anything like Juan?
Yeah, all right, I tried to forget this. All right, hold up. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, so
Oh, it's choking him up. Oh man.
I got a burger one time. It's just juicy. It's a juicy hamburger, and I was like, "Why is this spicy?" It was just a regular hamburger, but I opened it. It had ghost peppers.
I knew you were going there.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. Be a pat. They end up closing.
So I'm assuming you're a skeptic of all this stuff.
Man, you know what? I had a house. I had a room in a basement. I like took over the whole basement when I was a kid, and like I stayed in the boiler room, which had no windows and none of that, because it was like tornado alley.
No shit.
Yeah, and then just like I remember, sometimes I'd be in the other room, like on the computer, and I'd see like a shadow that looked like a bobbing head, and that always freaked me out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's like hanging from a tree, right? So you just see
Oh
the tree.
goodness sake.
And then I would go in the room with no windows, and just like I had the TV there, the videos, like it was my man cave for sure as a kid.
Supernatural man cave.
Hell yeah. And just one day, like the light would just go on and off, and it was a chain light, like old school pull a chain light, and it just kept going on and off and on and off, and the TV would go on and off and on and off at the same time, and nothing wrong with the electrical. I told my dad to check it out. That was about it. And that and the ghost pepper.
The ghost pepper story.
Anyway, this has been a review of Insidious 3.
Before we continue, Base, you like to share something?
I'm a skeptic, man. I don't really believe in any of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
I'm not really. I don't think I'm sensitive to any of it. But here, I don't really like saying this because it just opens the door. It's like, all right, my story is quick and short. Like my love life, but I had a Mickey Mouse toy, right? Still in the box. And it had a bob, like a little bob, that makes noise. So in order for it to work, it needs batteries, obviously. Well, it turns out this thing doesn't have batteries. And it was an ornament for my sister. She liked, just propping in its box on the top of a shelf. And then one night, we hear it going off. And it's, bobbing its little bobber thing. It's making noise. And it's still in the box. And check it, no batteries. And it does it again for a second time. Like the following night. So I threw this thing away in a trash can at my neighbor's house. And sure enough, it gets picked up. I even watched it go. And then 2 weeks later, it's on my front yard.
No.
Yeah.
I'm back, bitches. Did you miss me?
Exactly. That was like the only thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Maybe he was trapped in the Kingdom Hearts plane and he was trying to get out.
Something is weird about that thing. I don't know if I had backup batteries, but I don't know.
Oh my god, it was on demo mode.
Yeah.
Demon mode.
I think demo mode with batteries in it, but
yeah, demo mode on it. Oh my god.
I gotta appreciate that even though Juan is big time believer and I'm semi believer, and then we got the absolute skeptic, that we still have anecdotes.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. You got to be open to something.
I'm trying not to be open to
And
it.
then,
can be explained. EMP. Something.
And then the music is not helping. And also to add to my story, like we took a picture. We're supposed to come out, and the Santa Muerte came out in the corner. If that's the story for another day, I still have the pictures of it.
We gotta do a spooky special with these stories.
I know. But that was my little sidebar on what the message Elise was trying to relate. Do not open things that you don't want to close. You can't close.
That was also
Why do I
an
have this
ominous
mannequin looking at
premonition.
me?
That was a premonition. Well, I guess, right? That was her ominously setting the stage for the first one,
Yeah.
which I didn't know until I dug in. But that's how that whole thing started with Andy Dalton getting haunted too. The kid. He they saw him, and they left
Yeah.
his door open, and he saw it, and he fell, and like something haunted him from there.
Oh my goodness.
So they left the red door open when she was visiting her childhood home with her nieces, and then that set the stage for him to be haunted.
And then the son after that.
And that's how the red door came to be.
All the red doors.
Yep, and then freaking Darth Maul was like,
Darth Maul.
So next day we see it was in the morning. We see a single dad with 2 kids, Alex and Quinn. Go get your son. Go get your brother ready for school. Stop
oh, get your son brother ready for school.
School?
What in the Alabama?
But Dad, I gotta practice for my rehearsal. I don't got time for this. Quinn, just go do it.
Just do it.
Could I hit you, Dad? You suck. Oh.
The typical back and forth with a dad, like, gotta help me out, Quinn. And then in the hallway, we meet a 2 elderly couple.
And then the brother popped up and he was like, "Get out of here! I don't want screen time."
I know, right? He's never on it. So yeah, so
no way, too much.
She's like, "What are you doing? Only one. Focus on one." So yeah, so drops off at school, and then she goes to a rehearsal, and then she goes, "Mom, are you here with me?" And then all of a sudden we see someone go like this. Mom,
no
Mom, is that you? It's a shadowy figure.
Mickey
She's
Mouse.
like this.
Oh,
Miss me?
Oh my goodness. So she does it, and she bombs her rehearsal. She said her and her homie are outside, her homegirl. And she said, "Oh yeah, just leave them, whatever." And then she goes, her homegirl gets up, which we'll never see her. Oh yeah, we do see her again a little bit later, but that's about it. So she gets up, and then all of a sudden Quinn is like looking down the street, like, "Do I know you?" And then this big ass fucking empty street, no cars around. We get one of the, either she knows how to take it as a champ, or it was like a stunt man, stunt woman, stunt dummy or something. But man, when that car hit, her hip went, ah.
She flew.
So I don't know where we see this car just slam into Quinn. That was a shocking scene when first time I saw it. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Well, she deserved it. Remember?
She full on deserved that.
But there was nothing around. She couldn't they swerve or something?
Oh,
my goodness!
Remember? The ghost was
that's right.
And distract her and make her weak.
It was actually Darth Vader, like driving the old man.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Do it.
So in the hospital,
Palpatine and Darth Vader.
Do it.
I mean like the scary movie. I think it continues. The scary movie people. You hear that? No, keep going.
Feel the wrath of the Death Star.
Wait, didn't that actually happen? Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah. It's the same car. Just keep going.
He hits the butler.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm still pressed about the fact that Buddy disappeared. Where did he go? Did he go to the further? Maybe he went to the further.
Ooh. He got sucked into a hole. And then she's flat. She flatlines, of course, and she gets into the further. And all of a sudden, she's looking around. She turns on, and she goes, and she wakes up. There's a guy in a mask. Saying cookies.
He has a melted face, man who can't breathe.
That thing is glued to his face, so he can't take it off.
I don't. I don't know. I guess like some old people are kind of scary and creepy in the way that like the with the mask situation. I don't know what were they going for with this guy. Like,
I
all
know,
right,
right?
like, he,
So yeah, so he comes back,
like it goes, so let's make him look helpless. That'll scare him. All right.
So, be scared of the old people with the gas with oxygen masks. So she comes back like, yeah.
Help them too. I know we're not there. I'm sorry. Let's.
It's so yeah, so they get her back. Of course, she goes back to the apartments, and then that's where we meet the old lady, and she goes, "The man with the mask. She was in your apartment, walking around." Ooh.
Did you see the grapes all around her neck?
She had grapes around her neck.
They're like beads. Oh no, I'm talking about when she was still at the. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Is this code for something? What?
No. Before she. Oh no. I was talking about before she left the hospital. She was talking to that lady, and she looked like she had grapes around her neck. It was like they're pearls, but they looked like grapes. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That was kind of hilarious. But
I gotta go watch and recheck it again. So yeah, so the lady's telling him like, oh, like ominous warning. There's someone up there. The man who can breath. The man who can't breathe is walking around your room. What is it? The man who lives in your vents or something like that?
The man who lives in your vents?
The only thing that lives in my vents are dust bunnies and shit.
I don't know about that one.
Single bunnies.
You got single bunnies?
You got more than dust bunnies in there for sure.
Is it what? The man who can't breathe?
Yeah, I said the man who can breathe. That's what the old lady, the cat lady that they call her.
It's him, and then the Darth Maul, who's not mentioned at all, and then there's the lady in black.
Ah, yeah.
Lady in black.
Man, that whole trope about like horror movies, not the less you show of the monster, the scarier it is. Yeah, because when I saw the lady in black, all I could think was Edward Scissorhands. And I'm like, I don't know. This is not that scary. It's just kind of silly.
I thought it would have been better if she looked like the girl from Dead Silence. I love that girl. Have you seen Dead Silence? No, you haven't. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, I know that's a big no. So she goes in and it's like, "Welcome back." And he goes, "Here I am, all busted." And she goes, "Okay, could I ride on your cast?" And they're like, "Oh, look at this guy wants to hump your legs like a dog." We never seen him ever again, right? That's the end of him, the boyfriend.
No, he's not. He's just some dude like in her class.
Oh yeah.
We don't really get to see their lives. Like I said, like we don't really get to know the characters. But also, I mean, it's only like a couple of days.
Yeah, like here and there. And then back in her bed, she's looking this way like that, and then you see a shadow like of the man is like right there. And you see getting her clothes. She turns around and it's not there. I was like, "Oh, you asshole!" That's where it got me the first time. That's where I jumped. Then you hear a big thump, 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 thump. That's where it breaks the ceiling or not yet?
No, he just rings the bell.
Yeah, the bell rings. Yeah, and she stares at it vigorously.
So she's saved by the bell?
Oh my
She
god!
She thought it was the mom because she was trying to talk to the mom, and then she looks in the vents.
See, don't do that. Don't talk to your mom.
She's like, "Mom, are you in the vents?" And then, like, and then the dad comes. I thought I heard the bell, and she's like, "Yeah, bitch."
Yeah, I guess kinky guy, little kinky guy in the background, just standing there staring at her.
I like to watch. The dad comes in. Bedpan, please.
I like her. It reminds me of the other old man from Conjuring 2, remember? Something Crawley.
That guy was cool as hell. He was freaking cool. They showed the shit out of that guy, and he was still really scary.
Fuck yeah, he was.
He was awesome, dude. He got all of it. He was like, I don't care who's looking. Like, I love that ghost.
Victor Crowley. Some shit like that. So yeah, back here in Elise, like she was asleep, and then all of a sudden she writes down her name. Something Quinn. And then back at Quinn's fucking bedroom, you hear she does the dun 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 dun, and then the other guy knocks back. She's like, "Oh shit!" It's the ghost of a Mustang. Nice sound effect. And then she texts her like, "Oh, did I wake you?" And she's like, "No." She's like, "I'm not home." She's like, "Then who the fuck is knocking?" I think that's where you get the big boom, and it breaks a big thumb. She's like, "What the fuck was that?" The dad comes. She's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And then
immediately he shows up right when she screams.
All the damn time, huh?
He has that timing down.
Yep.
And then he goes upstairs, and then he's like with the tenant, I guess the apartment manager, is like, "See, there's no one up there." And then what do you call these wet foot marks? And like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh yeah.
You want to see a dead body?
I don't know. Yeah. And then the next night, Lisa again calls for his mom. "Mom, are you there?" And then she starts hearing the Doesn't it sound like that? Like, hold on.
That sounds like the girl from last night. Oh, what?
What? And then she sees the wet floor, the prints. She sees it, and then she follows them to the over here. Like Elise tells them, because she's in the thing, and then it goes to Elise's house. He's like, "Who are you, monster? Show yourself."
She's smoking that ganja, bro.
And then and then she has the key around her neck to the basement, and then she walks up to it, and you see the basement thing is open. I'm like, how the fuck that happened?
Yeah, but she got the footprints too, right?
Yeah, she got the
Yeah.
footprints.
And then she didn't see a
So
wet
she's
floor.
following him down.
Oh.
She slipped down the stairs.
It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sue you."
She dropped the jello.
Oh, that's when she was getting comfortable in bed. Just at her. So she goes, "What do you want with Quinn?" And then she's doing the Batman impersonation. He's hanging upside down, like, "Ah." And then, hey, I don't care what age you are, you're in a dark place and someone jumps at you like that, I'll even fucking run out there too, okay? She scares the shit. She got scared. She ran up the stairs like never before. She's like some ball out of there. She closes the door. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Yep, I would have been fucking scared too."
Yeah, where was the dog for this?
Dude,
Don't you grab your dog at this point? Like,
he's a useless dog too, man.
nah, he called out Darth Maul at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. So then we go back to Quinn's bedside, and then we hear rumblings, and the masked man goes, dude. When she gets tossed off the bed, I was like, "Oh shit!"
For real.
I'm losing service.
You're right. Keep going.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
Fine.
And then service. So the ghost guy walks. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make it." He closes the curtains, and we need a little more privacy.
I'm gonna make it creepy.
He closes the door. He's walking around. She's like, "Hey, baby."
Allow me to set the mood.
So he's crawling slowly up her leg. We're assuming all this, but when you hear that, we're like, ah. She's like, "Help me."
Dad on time. Right on time, that intuition.
So the ghost did what he had to do in the quick second. It did the little licky the ear. "You're mine forever, bitch." He busted a Freddy Krueger.
You're in my world, bitch.
I got your butt. Oh, what?
I heard the first time it's always a little messy.
Yeah,
Anyways.
He really was a terror of his time.
So they go downstairs, and then Mr. Henry goes, "Oh, the old lady died. I thought she was gonna come back as a ghost or something, like this in Sixth Sense, But no, she just died.
She wasn't in the
And it's
budget.
funny when he says, "Oh, people, people I know wasn't in the budget. We only used the special effects on one person." Anyways, shit, it's funny when he goes, Henry, like, "Oh, I don't know why people used to call her the cat lady and this and that." And 3 years before, that's what the dad called her. Like, you live with a cat lady on one side and you live with the horny guy next to you. And he's like, and when he says, "Oh, I don't know why people call him cat lady," and she's like, I don't call her that. What are you talking about? She's a sweet old lady that loved you a lot. And then because she got thrown off the bed, her dad put her Quinn back in the couch. And like, all right, you stay here tonight. And then she's hearing like noises, and she goes like this, like all the little kids do. They hide behind the blanket. And then she goes like this. Then she goes back like this, and she's in the hallway. She's like, "What the fuck? Where am I?"
Yeah.
And then since last week, since we reviewed Scary Movie 2, I couldn't get that wheelchair scene out of my mind while we're watching this. With the guy, what's his name? Doug or something?
Yeah.
He's like, "Ready, go." So Mr. Homie over here picks her up and fucking drives her, and dumps her in the room. That's a nasty fall, man. You think she actually took those falls, or you think it was a stunt double?
Oh, most definitely stunt double.
Really? I would have taken those if you pay me more.
That guy's an asshole. Let's just say that right now. He's just an asshole. Like,
give me your chon. No, I'm gonna take it anyway.
She friend zoned them in the further, and now he's doing this.
You know what it reminded me of? That
It's an all-star group.
part? It reminded me of when oh man, I'm not gonna remember his name, but when the dude from Moon Knight, when he meets what's his name?
Punch you?
I keep wanting to say Kershaw, and I know that's not it's not Kratos.
I gotta keep to the back
Kershaw.
Dude, it's not.
He's wearing
It's
the
not
Dodger
damn,
jersey.
damn it was the other one. Who's his name, man? Yeah, Khonshu. When he meets Khonshu. Remember he's in like the storage place and he's like stalking
Oh
him?
yeah.
Yeah, you reminded me so much of when he meets Kershaw like that.
He's like, "Leave me alone." He's running away. "I don't know you."
Can you start my baseball? All right.
Get out of here, you kid. What was funny about this, well, it's not funny, but scary, is when you see like she gets dumped and you see this faceless person approaching her. I was like, oh, I thought we were watching Silent Hill for a moment. Like, what movie am I watching right now?
Yeah. You know, it's never easy to get dumped, but to immediately be
She was
attacked.
like this, you know, those people without the face, and they move around like that in Silent Hill.
Oh, it was a blow up doll. That's what it was. It was a possessed blow up doll.
Oh, goodness sake. Faceless. And then, of course, she screams up the storm, and she's like, "Quinn, where are you?" Okay, let me get a bat. Hold on.
Kershaw.
And she runs. Kershaw runs up there. She's like, "Where? How the fuck you get up here?" She's on the second floor. And then he follows the wet marks again. She's like, "Oh shit!" Like he jumped. And then Quinn is like, "Let me look." Ah! Trying to throw out the window.
That's crazy how he looked down and then you see the dead body.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hey, that's funny. He's playing possum.
yeah. Like he has an equal opportunity to drop both of them, but he just chooses her over him.
But it's weird how he could see him there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a really good point, actually.
He gets to see him that point, and then he's gone. So we're like, what? So he only let himself be seen by her, and then probably
Plot hole.
plot hole.
Let me stitch up this plot hole really quick.
Yeah, because those things are like, oh shit, he jumped. I'm like, wait a
I
second.
was like, what the hell? He's just like
like,
laid out on the floor, man.
And then when after that, of course, like, man, how am I supposed to stop this? So he goes back to Elise and like, I told your daughter not to contact fools, and look what happened. Get off Tinder, get off everything.
She was talking to the vents. Everybody knows when you vent, you're sus.
What's up, man?
Mhm.
It reminds me of the sippy cups, you know, the tether.
Man,
Yeah.
it stuck with you, that movie.
Oh yeah, it did. So that's when she's like, all right, we'll do this, and that's when okay, like I'm gonna do the same thing I told your daughter I wouldn't want to do ever again, and she does it with him and the daughter. Remember, by himself. Like, I don't want you guys to move or anything. Just stand still. So she goes in the further again, and
Your
then
brother
she
was
gets
like, I'm here, scene 2. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
So that's when the I was calling her the black lady, the lady in black attacks Elise, and she's like,
She goes by Cat Lady.
okay. The black lady, the lady in black.
Yeah.
She's looking at you. So strangle her, and then the dad's like, "Wake up, Elise, wake up!" I thought you're not supposed to do that to persons that do that, right? Isn't that bad for them?
Not supposed to wake them up.
Yeah. Isn't that a condition when the sleepwalkers, right?
Sleepwalking,
think,
yeah. But I don't know, man.
I don't think astral
I don't even know.
projection is necessarily covered.
I mean,
That's what they said. Don't wake someone that's asleep because they get stuck in there or something.
they get stuck in what?
Stuck in that dream moment, I think.
Oh, they might lash out.
Well, that too. How you wake up a sleepwalker?
I don't know, man. I had to stop my brother one time when he was sleepwalking because he started taking a piss in the fridge when he was drunk.
Oh no!
He was like stone cold out, like he was snoring and standing up at the same time.
That's scary as fuck, dude.
Hell no, I wasn't gonna let him piss in there, so I had to drop kick his ass.
That's really scary. They might send someone around the corner, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even worry about that. I just drop kick him if I were you.
Yep, and that's what's his face dad did.
Yeah.
Punch that motherfucker. So yeah, so Elise gets so scared and she wakes up from the lady in black. I can't do this no more. I'm out. And that's when we get the son's interaction. Look, Dad, I found these people online. And it's Specs and Tucker. Okay,
I told you to stay off YouTube.
It's the Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call? Speck and Tucker.
No, they formed the Ghostbusters at the end. Right now, they're just
Yeah, they're separate and shit.
ghost phonies, the phasmophobias.
They got Zangief and they got who else they got?
Some guy from what's it called? From Geek Squad.
Yeah, they got
That's fine.
Yeah.
Zangief.
It's Buster Bluth.
Buster
Mother.
With her. And then we got Elise scared for her mind. She meets up with the homie Carl. Carl. I gotta bring that one back. Remember, that was like our episode 2 that we did. Remember, we're doing the Carl.
Coral?
Yeah, we did the Coral. Remember the Coral?
Coral. Yeah, because
Coral.
I remember that joke too that I made.
That was hilarious. And it went on. Like, Carl?
Dude. How come Barbie never gets pregnant, Coral?
Coral. I know.
Because Ken always comes in another box. Coral.
Coral.
You get it?
Coral.
Coral.
Oh my god. That shit was epic, dude. Coral. A little comedy relief. Which this didn't have on this. Anyway, so they show up, Elise and Carl, she goes, I can't overcome this black lady plight. And that's when Carl says, remember, you're alive and they're dead. It's like, oh yeah, huh?
Oh, that's right, huh?
He's like, oh yeah, that's right, huh? I'm alive.
I don't know. To me, that was like the biggest. I was like, this is stupid. Like, it's like all she had to do was find the power within herself. Talking to her friend Coral.
Coral?
That's dumb. I'm sorry. What? And then all of a sudden she's like, I'm gonna kung fu these fuckers. Like, what?
It was Jean-Claude Van Damme on that bed.
She had to go somewhere to power up and come back. That's how it always is.
But even like his pep talk was just kind of like, yeah, remember you're alive, and they're not. And she's like, oh wow, that's really good. Like,
Thanks.
all right,
I'm
great.
really scared. They're like, okay. So yeah, so Senor Specs and them like put cameras on Quinn and all this stuff, and she gets up like, how could this possible be? And they're like, I don't know. They find their camera in the closet, and they turn around and it's her Paranormal Activity style, beats everybody up.
Yeah,
then she starts,
that scene was freaking hard though. I was like, whoa, like that part I was
like,
really into. Yeah, because she did like a pain where she broke the cast on the bed. Like, what's up?
I was gonna say she got that from the training montage from Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is kicking the bamboo sticks, like in Bloodsport.
Yeah,
she's like,
straight up.
Her bones were walking and stuff while she was walking, and I was just like, oh, that's gonna.
I know, me too. I was like,
that's gonna suck. Just gonna feel bad for that.
So homegirl has a switchblade on her, and then her dad's on the floor like, Quinn, what are you doing? And you're like, I was like, oh, son. Her bones are just like rubbing against each other. She's like, oh, lubily. I'm gonna save you for last. So you can see yourself suffer. And she gets the thing, and she's like, no, and they tackle her down. And like, tie her down. The kid comes out and is like, give me that wire. It's like, we don't want handcuffs here. And that's where everybody gets scared. It's like, I have not dealt with nothing with this. They're like, you're fakes. Calm down, Dad. And as soon as they're about to turn and leave, and that's when Elise and the homie rolls up.
Yeah,
Carl.
Chilling in the hallway.
Coral.
And then the guy from the first episode of Family Guy shows up, and he's like, you're a phony. You're a big phony. Everybody a phony lives here.
Peter.
Oh, Peter. Oh, I got
Peter.
the phony.
Peter, don't do that.
Piece of crapple.
So all they do is the seance, of course, and she goes, I'm going back in there. And then she goes back into the fur. There's some nice, badass candle. It's like this little Green Lantern. And then she's walking around, and of course, the black lady comes out. I mean, the lady in black. And then she does a little make chick. I'm alive, bitch.
She's like, time to bust out the gas mask.
He's like, I have help. I have a guy with a night vision flashlight and somebody who's writing stuff down.
And he's holding my hand, telling me I'm alive. I'm alive. She kicks the black lady ass and she disappears. She goes, pfft. I'll get you next time.
I would have got him if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And a stupid dog too. Yeah, literally, she has a dog.
I saw this meme and it's like every episode of Scooby-Doo at the very end, but it's Kimiko from The Boys, and she's ripping
nice.
So true. Monsieur. All right, continue.
Monsieur.
Monsieur.
Hey man, why haven't we done The Boys on this, man?
Hey, when the new season drops, we'll definitely consider.
Yes.
So she goes one-on-one with Darth Vader. Give me your other half.
Oh, and then he mollywops her.
You want this half? And there's like the girl, she's like a puppy, and then she's the faceless ghoul. It's the other half of Quinn's soul. Quan Chi has her. Your soul is mine.
That's what he said when we raced for pinks, and
that's Shang Tsung.
Your Kia soul is mine.
Your soul is mine. Goddamn,
your Kia is mine. Is the gas can on the left or the right side? I'll figure it out.
I'll look at the little arrow. So so
life
of course, Mr. Darth Vader's using the Force, moving the furniture around, and then in real life, everything's shaking. Shake it. Anyways, there it is. It's going like dubstep. And she goes, "You can't have her. She is going home with me." It's like someone at 2 a.m. It's my girl. I found her. she's going home, and the other friends, no, they're going back home with me. But the guy's like, come on, I'll take her home.
Mother hen.
No, Carolyn, you said you were coming home with us.
No, Quinn, stay with us. Where are you going? But I love him. Like, dude, you just met him.
I got a Kia Soul in the parking lot. Let's roll.
I'll take care of you. Holy shit. So eventually they fight back through the ghouls, and Elise makes it back to her body. And then just when
they don't fight back, she rips off his stupid mask.
The mask.
His stupid breathing apparatus. And he's like, oh, that was uncalled for. And by the way, what was he doing with her? With her soul and her body? He was
caressing her.
Sitting in her lap
it.
and cuddling her like she's a plushie. It was weird. It was
like,
weird.
I'm holding you.
But not like scary weird. It was just like, what the you little creep, man. Like,
it's symbolic of how your demons could hold you, man. I was like,
I guess,
right?
I guess. I don't know. He seemed like a PDF file to me.
A PDF file.
Sick as pedophile.
Right? Yeah.
And the Thanos snap happened, and he spit out all the dust.
So before
He got so much less scary in that one like 10 frames. I was like, I've lost all respect for you, man who can't breathe.
No, before he gets dusted, literally and figuratively,
he gets snapped.
Elise is back, and then she's like, "What book? What are you talking? I can't hear." Oh, this book. Okay, and she opens it. Here, this is a letter your mom wanted you to read and find.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And they're like, read this letter, and then she's reading it like, this has nothing to do with this.
Summons the spirit.
You come and help. Yeah.
Give me this shit.
Give me the strength. Give me the spirit, mom. She shouts, everybody put your hands.
Everybody, give me your moms.
So then the spirit mom. So the spirit mom comes out. And then she does the whisper song to Quinn. I guess she never has a speaking role in this. So she just there. She's like, oh, I get it now. That's all you had to do is pull down his mask all this time? You couldn't tell me that earlier?
Damn.
Thanks, Mom.
Finish him.
You mean he needs to breathe, that ghost?
She's like, what? You could do that? You could do that?
Like, oh, my ghost god. My ghost lungs.
Can you actually remove my mask? But how is this possible?
It caught him
my
off
one
guard.
weakness. You found out my one weakness. I just wanted to hold you and cuddle you, give you stuff. Go to hell, bitch. And then that's when he.
Can I be the big spoon tonight?
Touch you with my good hand.
I'll put on my good mask.
So she comes back and she goes, Mom, Dad, I made it back. We're here together. And then she goes back to the room like, oh, there's someone here. She's not alone. Now, who is it? It's your mother. I want to know that this is real. She says, stop looking for me, bitch, and live your life. I'll be there.
Yes,
and
mother, can you come out?
Mother. Wasn't that? Mother.
Mother.
Yeah, there you go. Who sings that song?
That sounds like a Bowie. That's a David Bowie.
Let's dance.
And then actually do. So yeah, she tells them anything that the mom only know. And then she's like, oh yeah, when you asked her, will you be there? She was there. But behind the other guy, like you see the other guy going like this, and she's like chilling with popcorn and the drink. So yeah, so they walk out, and that's when like, I think I should come out of retirement and work with you guys. Speck and Tucker, he's like, okay, cool. But you cannot wear this. You have to change your attire. What should we wear? Was it shirt and tie?
Brown unitards.
Did she wear the same thing from Despicable Me, the three little girls? Anyways. So yeah, so back at her house, like, we did it again, honey. Whatever her
Speaking of
name is.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, he was in the third one.
Oh yeah, right. So yeah, so she sees that the little sweater. She puts on the sweater. She's like, oh, some good shit. Like,
we cut out. We skipped the part where she met.
oh, he sees him. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot his name.
It was a nice moment, and then she's like, "Dude, why would you wouldn't ask me to kill myself." What if he actually would though? And she's like, overestimating him. She's just like, "Oh well, shit. Guess I'm playing bridge alone again." You're so selfish, Elise.
I'm waiting for you over here with a cup of coffee, man. You're the only one
You're
who
the
know how
owner.
to...
You can't hold the cards.
She's the only one who know how to give the Gok 300.
Whoa.
I thought we weren't using the sacred search words.
Bonus episode. Anyway, so she's over here. Don't gas. So she's over here sniffing the sweater, getting that little high, and then that's when she hears like, then they hear the dog.
He wasn't even barking in the right direction.
It looks so out of place too. It looked like it was fucking put there on purpose.
So stupid.
So homie is like staring out of nowhere, and then we see the Darth Maul comes out of nowhere.
It's just like,
And
what?
We fade to black.
We know somebody who's not seen the first two. We're like, who is this ketchup face bitch? Like, what? This is so dumb.
Fucking Darth Maul, man.
No! The movie didn't scare you. How about now?
It looks so like inserted in the wrong place. Like she's here, and it looked like it came out of like her back or some shit, right? It looked like so imposed. So yeah, it looks so out of place. Like, but anyways, like it gives you a little jump at the end. You're like, oh, we're not looking for it. Yeah, and then it fades to black. Is there a? Oh my god!
Fade to black.
And then we hear like see pictures of it. And was there a post-credit scene? I think there was. I didn't get to see it. Forgot about it.
I don't know.
Oh, post-credit screen? I don't think so.
I don't know if they were planning on doing more at that point, were they? How many have there been? 5 or 4?
5.
Okay. Oh, so the next one was when they go to her house, right?
Yeah. In the prison yard across.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Lost Keys. They lost her keys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Dude, but that fucking monster, like, it's just crazy because the person is screaming and he goes like this with the key and puts him in his neck and he turns it and it turns off her scream and she like, have you seen it? Have you seen it when he goes like this and close her off?
Oh, yeah.
That shit fucking scared the shit out of me.
That was pretty good.
That's probably what happened to Mickey in the Kingdom Hearts.
Just shut him up.
No!
Oh my, the music is so intense.
It really says
Run! Final thoughts on the movie, Senor Hitman. Do you like it, hate it, looking forward to it more, or?
You really had to go to me first, huh?
All right, base.
Okay, yeah.
What's that? It intrigued me to continue the journey, you know, like that's what plugged me in. I was like, okay, I really love it. You know, it was cool. I like the jump scares. I like being entertained. I feel like it didn't drag as much here and there, but other than that, it was a good pacing movie. So I give it a recommendation. Thumbs up.
Me recomienda. You know what?
Oh, I give it.
Mon cœur.
What do you give it out of 5?
I give it a hold up because I got like words.
Spooky Base, what do you give it out of 5?
Give it a 3.5.
How dare you?
Okay, yeah, I mean, I was like, wait, out of 10? Okay, out of 5, that's pretty good.
Middle
I
of the
give it
pack
a,
slacker.
I give it a 3.9.
Okay.
All because of
Could
Darth
easily
Vader,
been more
though.
jugo. I know that's. But knowing what you know, like it kind of fit, you know. It's like going backwards when you watch this.
Yeah.
But
You
he's
laugh
not
at
even the one who was after her. It was the
Yeah, it was.
lady in the cat, black lady.
It was the lady in black.
Yeah, because she's the one who ultimately does the popping. So
Pop
like,
locking. Here we go.
it's like, what was he had no, he didn't care about her. So what? But all right,
Yeah.
I didn't care about the characters. Like the dad was like very stiff. I didn't.
Yeah.
You're right. Like I didn't relate. I wanted to relate to him most of all.
It was so
because
clueless, bro. Sometimes.
Yeah,
But he was always on time. Never missed a beat.
that's all you need to do.
No
And like,
deadbeat dad.
nah, the concept, and that's what got me intrigued and got me wanting to dig deeper. The concept of it all is very heavy and very deep, and I mean it could have been so much more, especially if it had been done much earlier. Like I mean, like in the 70s or something instead of 2001.
Oh shit.
I mean, seriously, it could have really set the stage for a lot of different things. Like it kind of gave like a lore. I mean, I know it doesn't dive into it a whole lot, and it's intentionally ambiguous.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like oh, there's the in between where all this stuff exists, and it's kind of neat to explore that and see where it goes, and like what sets the pace for the in between to cross over and where it exists while it's waiting to cross over and whatever. Like
I also
I
like. Go ahead.
explore that, and I think it also sets the stage for the scariest movie, Ghost Dad, whose catchphrase is "I never heard of consent."
Oh wow.
Consent? What's that?
Oh, like, but like, I mean, really, like any ghost movie and stuff kind of could call on the further, and it's like, yeah, that's what happens.
I also like that it was the first movie that I thought it dealt with astral projection. I mean the series in total, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I had no idea what that was until this. I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. And it would be really neat to see that explored too, instead of just being like, oh yeah, you close your eyes and you're like, oh, I'm a happy spooky boy, and then like you can fucking poof your ass in there. Like instead of that, they like really dig into the etymology of that.
Gas mask.
Spooky boy.
That's the only way through.
And like if they like grounded that and like tied it a lot more to real things, then that would really land, I think, a lot more. Like what they did with the prison one. I mean, that was an actual prison, and lots of people were actually executed there. But of course, they changed the name for the movie or whatever. But it's based on a real prison, you know. Like that tied it to something we know and something we could see and touch. I think if they like historically researched the astral projection and made it something tangible, that it would be a lot more believable and scary to us too, or something that we would more. Totally, astral projection is very fascinating stuff.
Hell yeah, it is, and I'm scared, man, because imagine you do it without knowing that you're doing it. You're sleeping right now, and you wake up like, oh fuck, I gotta go to work. Coming back. How do I get back?
You don't just like slow your breathing. That's why I'm like, this is stupid the way they did it. No, like it's very difficult to achieve.
Yeah. You think you think that trained monks like the Shaolin have reached that point of enlightenment?
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's a point of contention. There's no way to prove it other than like, yeah,
that's true.
I'm enlightened. Like, all right, dude, don't take your word for it.
Like I went over here and I saw this. So like you just Google mapped it. That's all you did.
I did it last week.
You know, it's It's a lot of unknowns in this world, and to believe half of them, like the cryptics, like the flying witches, all that. And from Mexico, have you seen those? Supposedly they tell. Okay, I don't want to be
What did
talking
Eddie
about
Griffin say? That we are just transfer of energy.
Yeah.
So I
Mucho
mean, it
chupacabra.
could be,
That's what this makes this topic so intriguing, because it's fascinating. Like you said, from a point of perspective, like you want to be proven right. Once you're proven right, you're like, oh shit, now what we do with this? And we're like, yes, and then it gets to that point, like the UFOs and everything. We're gonna get abducted. Watch.
Oh, ET.
No. Dude, the Mexican UFOs were cake.
It was clay.
It was cake. They cut it open. They were like, "Is that cake?" And then they cut it. And they're like, "Oh, it's cake." Oh, I really look like an alien. Oh, darn.
Yeah, I think they debunked it already. No.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
It was just jerky shaped like a people.
That sucks.
I
They just try. They just want to believe so hard that, like, dude, it's not what it is. Like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. When you prove it wrong, like, see, you're like, shut up.
It's
Oh,
just
they're like-
distracting us.
People want to believe so hard on it.
Well, along that line of like interstellar communication and stuff, they just connected two atoms that were over 20 feet apart.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Star
it
Wars, here we
neighbors?
come.
man, it's
Hyperdrive.
the implications of that are amazing. Like, there's no neurological pathway. There's no like energons. There's nothing transferring that. I don't know.
It's black matter.
Oh, it's something else. Well, I mean, that's something they worked on too.
Matter in black.
It's Black Matters. Anyways,
No, I hear you on that, man. That's interesting.
we could keep going on another episode whether we could continue with this, but yeah, that's what's so fascinating about horror and everything that encompasses all this. It opens your eyeballs and your mind.
Yeah. So after first watching it, again, I was like, no, I don't see this going anywhere. But I want to kind of research and see if it ties in with the other movies,
Yeah.
because I thought it was just like an ass pull, especially because it didn't have any of the same cast, but all the other movies did. So I was like, no, this is kind of silly. But prequels are like inherently like doomed.
Yeah.
You already know what happens to the character. There's no stake. But in this one, I could see where you're coming from. That it's a good starting off point.
Yeah, because it doesn't continue with the girl. It continues with the main second girl to the other ones.
Me.
She's like she's like the glue that ties in everybody else.
But
That's
if
why
I
I like
could have done it, I would have done like the family, and then like the possession, and everyone thinks they're happy. Because you know what, like the end credits are really dumb the way they did that.
That should scare me.
And then I would have done like the third movie of them exploring the further and trying to save the dad.
Okay.
But they're so like pressed on like trying to open and close each story for each movie.
Because in the beginning scene, the person who recommended her to Elise was the person that she helped, which was the dad of the first movie.
Right.
So that's where they tie in there.
Got it.
So that's where she's like, oh, I got the number from Homegirl because you say you helped her back then.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. So yeah. I can see the whole title. Who can't breathe sometimes.
Oh, you see the whole thing?
Yeah, I can see it now. Before I couldn't, that's why.
I was like, should I put that? Because you won't even. All right.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. Not because it was cut off. That's why I couldn't see what it said.
That's
That
fucking
was
weird.
weird.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like
Goddamn
what happened
ghost
here?
freaking shutting off my router or something.
Did
I don't
you
know
have to
what's
take
going
a
on.
moment to breathe?
It's Mickey Mouse.
Oh boy!
Did you miss me?
Listen here, motherfucker.
So everybody thumbs up, right? Enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah. Thumbs.
So that's why I picked that one. Like I said, it was perfect jump on point for the other movies just to make sense. I don't know. It's a toss up right now. The next movie, like I have one in mind. I don't know if you guys will vote it up or vote it down, or we could discuss this. But I'm gonna throw it out.
You guys know.
No, I'm gonna throw it up right now, and we'll see what happens next week. Ready? Annabelle Creations.
What? That sounds like a kid's art app.
Animal Creations. You're right.
Have you seen it? Base?
I have. I believe.
Now that one.
It's the one with the house on the hill and the
Yeah.
closet, right?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, is that the one with Shrinky Dinks? Yeah, she puts them in the oven and she's like, "Look, I created the dinks."
It's a like I said, it's just one of the options. We'll continue discussing throughout the week and surprise you with the movie next week.
Yeah, man.
And also, we're very doubling it up with the review of Loki season 2.
Doki. Yeah.
Loki.
Doki. And then
So-
everything else that's getting more into a spooky season.
If you guys noticed, we've been a lot cleaner this episode. The writer strike is over. We got our writers back. We're on. So, I mean, I can't wait for the actor strike to be over so that the real guys can come back
I know.
instead of us filthy scabs. But
Yeah.
you got to do
Damn,
it.
Greg.
Scabbing along.
Stupid Greg. That's what you did.
You line jumping bastards.
All right, guys. Final thoughts.
What did we already find? It was a
We
movie.
already final thought it like a third
Well,
time. now.
final thought it again. It was cool. Awesome movie.
I would definitely have a picnic to this movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
With that being said, for a spooky base, the hitman who can breathe sometimes.
It's the whole name.
I am the zombie. This is and has been the Hitman and the Zombie Show.
Let me astral project into you.
Oh shit. Till next time. Much love.